Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Dear students, as you know that we are dealing with the last lesson of the textbook, which is a play, The Proposal, written by Anton Chekhov. So I told you in the beginning that the play is a farce. So it is a type of play which is ridiculous, humorous, in which buffoonery is used, in which horseplay is used, in which the characters are indulged in ridiculous situations which make the readers laugh while looking at such funny situations. Okay, so in the previous lecture we reached to the point where we find that Lomo, one of the main characters. So as you know that there are main three characters. It is Chibuko, Natalia and Lomo. So Chibuko is father of Natalia and a landowner. Lomo is their neighbor. He too is a landowner. Okay, and it is him who comes to Chibuko's home to propose to his daughter. But what happens at Chibuko's home is funny and ridiculous. Okay, so we find that they fight at petty issues. In the very beginning, Lomo mentions that he is sick of hysterics and off and on he loses his mental balance. Okay, then we find that it is Natalia who sees Lomo in evening dress. Instead of welcoming her guest, they both indulge in futile exercise. They just conversate on a piece of land which they claim to belong to them, and they fight over that. Okay, so what happens at the end? We find that now Lomo is accused of being a land grabber. Okay, a cruel land grabber, and it is Chibuko who supports his daughter Natalia. And when Lomo finds that he cannot handle the situation, he flees. Okay, later on Natalia comes to know that Lomo was there to propose to her, and she hysterics too. She requests her father to call back Lomo, otherwise she is going to lose her mind. Now what happens next? Let's begin. So finally Lomo is back, but Chibuko tells his daughter that he is not going to talk to him because it was all because of Natalia that Lomo turned mad and he fled. Okay, now Lomo enters and Natalia excuses her. She is now sorry for her ill attitude towards Lomo. Now what happens next is very interesting. What we find that when they indulge in conversation, Lomo mentions the name of his dog, that is Guess. Okay, and he claims that his dog Guess cost is 125 rubles. Ruble is currency of Russia. Okay, and he tells Natalia, while Natalia tells him that is he ready to go on hunting, Is he ready to go on hunting? Is he ready for shooting? When Natalia mentions shooting, Lomo tells her that unfortunately his dog Guess has lamed himself. Okay, his dog is not in a situation to go for hunting. You got it? Now Natalia finds the point when Lomo tells her that his dog costs 125 rubles. Now Natalia cannot bear it, such a huge amount which Lomo mentions about his dog. Natalia tells him that actually he was cheated by a dog dealer. So Natalia advises Lomo that his dog is not such worthy. Why so? Because she tells him that she too is having a dog by the name of Skeezer, which she just bought for the sum of 85 rubles. And Skeezer is better than Guess. Now here we will find the second fight in the play, and the second fight is going to be as futile as the first one. The first fight was on a piece of land, that is Oxen Meadows, okay, and the second fight is going to be on dogs, Guess and Skeezer. Now Guess belongs to Lomo and Skeezer belongs to Natalia. Both claim that their dogs are better than the other. Okay. Now Natalia and Lomo, now they highlight the pros and cons of their dogs. Mostly they highlight the negative points of their dogs. The first thing about Lomo is that he tells Natalia that Skeezer is overshot. It means that his body structure is very short. He seems very tiny, okay, very small. On the other side, Natalia tells Lomo that Guess is old and ugly. Guess is old and ugly. Now the real war of words begins. While there creates a boiling situation, Chibuko enters and he supports his daughter that Skeezer is better than Guess. Although he praises Guess, he tells that Guess is strong, but Guess is ugly. Guess is old, and Skeezer is young one. Now Natalia also mentions that while on a race, the target was a fox. Okay, the target was a fox, and Guess went to hunt after a lamb. Okay, it means that Natalia tells Lomo that Guess is not in his right mind and Guess is not a good hunter, and she concludes that Skeezer is better. Now the whole matter, as to us readers, is totally futile. It is of no use. They just fight on petty issue. They just fight on the matter of dogs. What to do with that? If he is there to propose Natalia, he should talk in a better way. He should use good words. He should use such a language which will impress father and his daughter. But on the other side, they just conversate, they just talk about nonsense things. Okay, so that is what is the essence of a farce. It means that it makes us laugh. It creates funny situations. Now, When Chibuko finds that Lomo is stubborn, he warns Lomo that he will shoot him if he will not be silent. Okay. On the other side, as we know that Lomo has a problem that he feels mental instability, that is hysterics, and he falls on an easy chair. Now he is unconscious. Lomo is unconscious. He falls on an armchair. On the other side, when Chibuko finds that Lomo is unconscious, he feels sick. So finally, after gaining his senses, Chibuko and Lomo, they create another situation at the end of the play. When Chibuko realizes that Lomo's being unconscious is due to Chibuko's attitude towards him. When Lomo gets his senses, Chibuko tells him that Natalia has accepted his proposal. Natalia has accepted his proposal. So what we find is that the proposal is accepted without being made. Are you getting me? It means that Lomo did not propose to Natalia, but it is Natalia's father who at the end of the play informs Lomo that his daughter is ready to marry her. Okay. Now, when Natalia and Lomo reconcile, now they both agree to marry. Okay. But we find the ending of the play is very funny because they continue the conversation on dogs. They both consider their dogs better. Okay, so this is how the play ends. Now let's move towards the different issues, very important issues that you may be asked in your examination. The first thing is, there may be a question, but first thing you should concentrate on is that you have to read the play thoroughly. Okay, then you will not jump to the textual questions, they may not be asked. So you have to concentrate on the following issues. And what are the issues? Let's see. The first issue is, there may be a question on character sketch. Sketch the character. Okay, character sketch. There may be question on sketch the character of Lomo, because all the three characters are central: Natalia and Chibuko. And you will just keep one thing in mind, that none of the characters is praiseworthy. They are all negative characters. They are quarrelsome characters. Okay, all of them, they just conversate. They just get into unimportant issues, the futile issues. Okay, and we find that, as the name of the play suggests, the proposal, none of them is worried about the matter. Okay, and you will have your own points. You will just concentrate on your notes regarding this character sketch. Okay, and you will concentrate on all three characters from the play. The second thing is going to be very important, that is theme of the play. Okay, so I highlighted the theme at the very beginning when I told you that this play is a farce. Okay, there are farcical characters in the play, and its purpose is to provide pure humor, to make readers laugh while creating funny situations. Are you getting me? And these situations are both funny and ridiculous. You got it? And we find that the proposal is accepted without being made. Then they will mention the three characters, how do they indulge in these situations. Okay. And the third issue is also very important. There may be a question: bring out the elements of humor in the play. Elements of humor in the play. So how will you answer the question? You will just write it as a farce, then you will explain farce in a few sentences, then you will write about different elements of humor in the play. That is, you will mention the facts, you will mention the futile issue of dogs and a piece of land. That is option needles. Okay. Then it is the last issue: justify the title of the title. What does it mean? It means that you have to write the answer whether the title of the lesson, the title of the play is appropriate or not. Is it right or wrong? Now you will write that, as you know, that the whole play, it encircles around its title, that is proposal. How? Because we find that Lomo goes to Chibuko's home to propose to his daughter. But what happens there? It's clear to you. And at the end of the play, we find that the proposal, as the title suggests, it is accepted without being made. Then you narrate, how does Lomo go to Chibuko's home and what does he do there? Okay, so these are very important issues which you will prepare regarding your examination. So with this lecture, we have just concluded your whole book. Now I will meet you in the next lecture. Inshallah, there may be we'll choose a grammar topic which you will be asked in your examination. Till then, take care and fi amanallah.